9:47, everybody, welcome back.
Yeah, since opening on Broadway, audiences have been flocking to see John Proctor Is the Villain. The play is also a favorite among critics and received 7 Tony Award nominations. Entertainment Weekly gives it a grade A, pure heartbreaking perfection, and Variety says it's igniting its own cultural moment.
And now, by popular demand, the show is extending for a third, and they say it's the final time. I'm keeping hope alive. Final time through September 7th. Joining us this morning are 2 members of the cast, Chiara Aurelia, making her Broadway debut as Shelby Holcomb, and Morgan Scott, who plays Nell Shaw. So great to have you both here.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your Broadway debut.
Thank you so much. It's such an honor.
What's it been like, kind of stepping into the theater, booth theater, right?
It's been really exciting. I mean, I'd only really worked in film and TV before. I'd started with a play off Broadway and then switched into this show, and it's a dream come true, honestly. I think every little actor kid is, growing up dreaming to be on Broadway. So it's such an honor, and to join like such a talented and amazing cast on such a great show.
Yeah. And it really has a following, doesn't it, Morgan? I mean, some folks have come to see your show a bazillion times.
There was one young lady who has seen the show, I think it was like 20 times. Wow. And I'm like, where are you getting the money from?
Yeah, I was like, where's the
because those tickets are not cheap. Yeah, so it's really moving how much it resonates with, especially young women. I mean, everyone, young women come back with their dads, with their moms, with their brothers, it's an honor, to tell that story and have it land in such a deep way.
Yeah, what do you want, because it's a remake or kind of retelling of the Crucible, right? And there's different ideas of who the villains and heroes are. So what do you want people to take away from it when they watch the show?
Yeah, for me, I think I always say the sacredness of friendship and connection, and how delicate that is, and not just friendship, but just relationships in general. Not to spoil anything if anyone hasn't seen it yet, but they are such a fragile thing that we have to steward well and take care of. So for me, if they walk away feeling like, oh, wow, thinking about the people in their life and how to deepen those connections or take care of
but it talks about real life issues, the Me Too movement, etc. I mean, for your character, Shelby, how do you relate to it? Do you relate to it at all?
Yeah, I think there's a lot to relate to. I hope that the show can be a cathartic experience and that young women can come and feel really seen in the story. I think there's something so beautiful about how different all of the characters are and how they're approaching this, like, one issue, I mean a lot of issues, but one issue from a lot of different perspectives. And I think that's really awesome, and I think the goal is that every person can come. There's people at the stage door every night being like, I feel like I'm just like Nell, or I'm just like Shelby, or I'm just like Beth, and I'm like able to relate to these young women that aren't portrayed in theater as much as we want them to be. So I think it's really such an honor to be a part of something like that, and I love Shelby. I think she's really cool. I relate to her a lot.
For those who haven't seen the show, can you tell us a little bit about your character and her storyline?
She's fiery and smart and unique, and she doesn't really quite feel like she's fitting in with the people around her. And I think those are all things that I can understand as a young woman, and growing up as an actor. I think there's a differentiation sometimes between you and your peers. And I think that she's very outspoken, and she's really awesome, and it feels nice to like bring her words to life every night and to kind of ramble and say not exactly what she means, but what she's trying to say in the best way. And there's a weirdness to her, and there's a lot of girls at the end of the night that are like, I'm weird too, and I really like that. Not weird in a bad way, weird in a good way.
No, embrace the weird.
Celebrate it.
Embrace the weird, right?
Yes.
Celebrate it, exactly. And so for Morgan, what's the prep work for you guys as actors before and after, because it is such a heavy show with so many mixed emotions, and you're seeing that in real time from the audience. What do you do each night to kind of get into the moment?
So I think each of us have our own individual processes, but something that has become really important, so important that we do it every single night. We have a group huddle at the beginning of every show, before the curtains go up, before the show begins, to really just ground ourselves and check in with each other. There's so much love and respect amongst the cast. So really, we take care of each other on 2 show days. Some of our castmates. In between, we watch movies. Fun. Do fun things. Keep it light, because the show does, go into some heavy things. And then vocally, also, if you have seen the show, there's that one scene where we really, vocally go for it. So we have an amazing vocal coach, Gigi Buffington, who really recommends, doing a vocal cool down to keep the body physically healthy too.
I'm curious though, because it has such a huge fan base, do people reach out to you, whether it's on social media, to talk about like, thank you for doing this, thank you for sharing these stories and making me feel seen?
Oh yeah, there's been a lot of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's such an honor when people are saying that after the show and are so moved and so emotional after watching it. I mean, for me at least, I was a fan of the show before I was a part of it. I was able to come and watch and be moved by the show and be an audience member that had nothing to do with the production of it. So I can really relate to that experience, and it is really cathartic and really great. And you know, I think for me, I'm often like, yeah, I'm so grateful that I get to be a part of the show. But it's really nice that people are so thankful and kind about it generally.
Play with a purpose.
And
Yes.
it's ending September 7th, the final run, but it's going to live on.
Yes.
Great news and big news that it's going to be told on the big screen.
Yeah.
Okay, Tina Fey, Mark Platt, Sadie Sink, by the way, who originated the
so
role of
proud
Shelby.
of
And so for you, hearing that news, because you've been involved with it for a long time.
No, it's really important. I think that it becomes accessible in this way to, you know, people who are not able to take that flight to New York, who aren't able to get that Broadway ticket. You know, it's about young women, and you know, maybe they're in training programs in the middle of Oklahoma, you know, and weren't able to come see it. So the fact that not only when it's initially released, that'll be in the hands and hearts of so many people around the nation, but that'll get to be kind of a time capsule of 2018 of now, and live on for a long, long time. It's become bigger than us in such a beautiful way.
Well, congratulations on the success of the
Yeah.
show, and
Awesome.
best wishes to you for the rest of this run.
Thank you.
And on your Broadway debut, congrats again. That's awesome. John Proctor is the Villain, playing now over at the Booth Theater through September 7th. Okay, tickets available at johnproctorsthevillain.com. Make sure you get your tickets.
It's a must-see, and we'll be right back.